Be sure to check her out on all the socials, support her, download her music.
Descriptions will be in, or no, links will be in the descriptions.
Jeff will learn English eventually.
Welcome to hell.
Hey guys, I am Sandi Joy. I'm going to be performing Dark Side, my latest single for you. This is a stripped back piano version. If you like the song, it's available everywhere that music lives. There's no coincidence that you and I are you and I, not when we've been written in the stars. We broke the barrier and it feels so right, but we just can't have it all. So I'll scream it out and breathe you in till the skies turn dark and the shadows fall, rising from within and let it swallow me whole. Tear me down and unravel me, healing all that shattered me. You can have the darkest side of me. One last dance with the fire, our bodies ignite. A last chance with desire, a circumstance of night. We broke the barrier and it feels so right, but we just can't have it all. So I'll scream it out and breathe you in till the skies turn dark and the shadows fall, rising from within and let it swallow me whole. Tear me down and unravel me, healing all that shattered me. You can have the darkest side of me. And when everything else is lost in the ruins, we'll sit by the river and wait. 'Cause as karma would have it, we'd be lost in the rubble. Instead, we're tethered by fate. So I'll scream it out and breathe you in till the skies turn dark and the shadows fall, rising from within and let it swallow me whole. Tear me down and unravel me, healing all that shattered me. You can have the darkest side of me. So I'll scream it out and breathe you in till the skies turn dark and the shadows fall, rising from within and let it swallow me whole. Tear me down and unravel me, healing all that shattered me. You can have the darkest side of me. You can have the darkest side of me. You can have the darkest side of me.
Hello and welcome to the Jersey Shore Musicians Podcast. I'm Matt. That's Jeff.
Hello.
And tonight we got Miss Sandi Joy.
Golf clap.
Hi.
Golf
Hello.
clap.
Welcome.
Thank you.
How are you?
How are you?
Thank you. I'm doing great. How are you guys?
I'm okay. How are you?
You're okay?
I'm
Really?
actually feeling good.
Wow. That's a change.
We know the secrets.
All right. So why don't you give us a little backstory on yourself, how you got to the point you're at today?
Sure. So I've always been musical, but not really in the capacity of original music, just doing a lot of the cover scene. I grew up in a very musical household. My mom was a rockette.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and my dad...
Don't hear that every day.
No, you
yeah.
don't.
My dad is an incredible guitar player. He was a touring musician in the 70s. He was signed to Capitol Records with a band named Pig Iron. And they toured. They did stuff with Alice, like a tour thing with Alice Cooper, and just a bunch of crazy stuff. It's when Clive Davis was on the, running the show. So he's got some really wild stories. But needless to say, I was kind of born with music in my blood. And I really just pursued cover stuff because I didn't know how to write. And a couple of years ago, I was diagnosed with a form of epilepsy, and all of a sudden, whatever was happening in my brain with the seizures allowed me the capacity to write. It was just sudden, and here I am now. I'm about to release my 7th single since the seizures were happening. So it's been a wild ride.
That sounds like it.
Yeah, it's
Well, congrats to you.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's one of those like beauty from ashes kind of things with the epilepsy. Like it sucks to have epilepsy. The seizures aren't really fun, but
At least something beautiful came from it, yeah.
yeah. And I would take 1,000,000 seizures for, one opportunity to create the way that I've been able to. So it's just kind of a, it's a win-lose-win kind of thing.
Yeah, I get it. You got to look at the silver lining.
Absolutely. And make the best of it.
Yeah,
So.
it's
Yeah,
true.
no, and you seem to be doing so.
Yeah.
So you're very upbeat about it as well.
Yeah, you gotta be,
So, okay, so this is going to be, you have 7 singles out.
Yeah,
Or
well,
you're gonna have.
just tracked the vocal last night for my 7th
Okay.
one. And then Dark Side was my last one that I released in the middle of January. So.
Okay. And you can find these all on Spotify. And
Yep, anywhere, any digital platform where
Okay.
music lives.
That's awesome.
She feeds the machine.
I
yeah,
do.
we all do now, so
Yeah.
be quiet. So how did you go about getting this creative? Because you weren't doing covers. You just came from a cover family that did cover songs.
I
and-
was doing covers.
Oh, you were? Okay.
Yeah, I was fronting one of the bigger country bands in the area, Kickin' Nash. And that was right around the time the seizure activity was really starting to pick up. And I learned through that experience that loud noises, especially very low frequency bass, is a seizure trigger. And I found that out the hard way just literally minutes before we went on to do a show at the Lakewood Blue Claws game.
Okay.
And the sound guy hit something and the sub just went haywire. And I was standing right next to it, and I had the worst seizure I have had to date. I don't have like the convulsive type seizures, like an absence seizure. So I just kind of lose awareness. I haven't lost consciousness yet, thankfully. But next thing I knew, I wound up 20 feet away. So I don't know if someone brought me over there or if I just managed to get myself over there, and I was like coming out of it. I had no idea what happened. And then eventually I was able to put the pieces together, and then we had 5 minutes before we had to start. So I was in this it's called a post-ictal state when you're coming out of a seizure. Sometimes it can last for days, and you're just kind of
In a fog.
oh yeah, total brain fog. But I
So-
had to do a show, so
Oh my God.
so I had to push through it. But that was when I realized I can't really do the loud scene anymore. So I kind of stepped away from it and focused on the writing. And I still do. I'll fill in with cover bands here and there, but I can't commit to kind of a
Yeah, you
loud
don't want to be
bar
around it all
scene.
the time, yeah.
Yeah. So I have to be selective and cautious.
It's not a bad thing.
No,
But it
no.
was bass frequencies that.
Yeah, extremely low bass frequency. Another weird thing, I don't know if you've ever been driving in a car and someone in the back seat opens a window.
Oh, and
The
it gets
tunnel
that
effect,
helicopter.
yeah.
That's the same kind of trigger for me. It's just really strange.
It's probably more the pressure, I would say.
For
Yeah.
that, it's the pressure and it's the actual vibration, the low vibration when that happens. So it's kind of poetic that it would happen to a musician, but I also I'm getting older too, so I'm not really into playing hard and heavy loud shows anyway. So it was kind of a natural phase away from that kind of scene.
And no problems in the studio.
No, gosh, I could sit in a studio all day long and record. I love it so much.
It's cathartic.
Yeah.
It is, yeah, and I love all the analytical side of it and kind of playing with my voice in certain ways that you can't really do in a live setting. So
That's true.
Yeah.
Just sit and think about it. And
I love being in the studio too.
so do I.
Yeah,
It's my favorite thing.
But then once it's over, you're like, oh.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
you got to
Then you
write
got to
something
start back
else.
up and write again. Yeah.
It's also, I'm an introvert, so like, if I can be isolated in a quiet space,
That's my spot.
Wow,
Yeah,
you're just plugging along that thing like, oh, this worked for me. Yep.
Yep, exactly. Yep.
That's good.
That's good. So, how did you go about writing these songs and like getting the musicians and like?
Well,
Do you have like a stable of musicians, or just like different random people on every track? Or?
I've worked with, the first couple of songs I did. I had a core group of guitar players that I was able to partner up with, and we collaborated a lot together. You'll hear, if you go through my discography, you can hear like the story arc of me kind of finding who I am as a writer. The first song I did is very country. And it was a collaboration with a friend of mine.
That's what you're used to. Yeah.
And that was at the time period that, when I was leading the country cover band. So it was kind of a natural thing, but I actually don't like country music. I can't stand it at this point. I don't have anything against it musically. It's just when you do so much of it. It's like, and I also kind of have that seizure experience attached to it now. So it's like a PTSD kind of thing. But yeah, every song is a little bit different than the last one, and you can feel it kind of leading up to where I've arrived now as a songwriter, and I have no idea what that means for 2 years from now, if it's going to be totally
I'm a firm
different.
believer if every song you write sounds the same, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah, you gotta
You should always evolve in some way, shape, or form with something.
For sure. Yeah, and you're like taste testing, different avenues, and always inspired by different artists too. Like that's something I feed off of a lot. It's like whoever I'm listening to a lot at the time is usually what the song I write kind of comes out influenced by.
That's fresh in your brain,
Yeah,
Makes
and
sense.
it's an inspiration too. So.
No, that's kind of.
And you'll also see like. When I first started out, I was writing story form about someone else, and then I kind of morphed into, now I'm using a lot of I and me and stuff, and a lot more in the song. So I'm
because you found you.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
At least this form of me for now. So I'm able to kind of be a little more introspective and put myself vulnerably out there. So
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's good. So, all right. So you get the band, or is there a main music writer? Are you doing the music and lyrics, or like how you guys, or how does it roll?
She's the dictator. She's like,
Yeah.
you play this
I mean,
now.
you can say that. I see that totally.
Well, the last couple of songs, all of the songs, I start with just me at the piano, and I'm not a piano player. I can do exactly what I need to do to get the blueprint out, the chords and kind of the structure of the song. And then I kind of need someone to come in and help me arrange, musically compose and arrange. But I write the lyrics, the melody, and the chord structure, basically. So the last few songs, I have been working with a producer down in Nashville, and we do it all remotely. So I track my vocal, and he composes what he does down in Nashville, and then we put the two together, and the song is done. And he's so fast; he's done in like 3 days. It's been amazing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Nice. So you have a little recording capabilities too.
Yeah,
also.
downstairs, I've got a nice studio set up. And,
Nice.
Yeah, it's just, I'm in my happy place now. It's.
What's the beauty of these days where, it's a blessing and a curse that you have a nice computer and a couple microphones. You can pretty much record anything these days, and with the ability to be able to send digital files, without issue. You could, like, he's done entire records where, like, the bass players in Europe, and then the guitar players in California, and it's just they're never even in the same room.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Some of on one of my recent singles, Undertow, I didn't even know who the guys were that were playing on it. They were one was in Florida, one was, I don't know, out in California or something. I had no idea who they were, but they one of them was Maren Morris's drummer, her live drummer. I never, he doesn't know me from a hole in the wall, but he played on my track, and it worked
awesome.
out. It was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever works, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great. So what's the future looking like?
I'm just going to keep doing exactly what I'm doing. I'd love to play out more, but New Jersey is not really it's just kind of a black hole.
I like it. Oh,
Welcome to this podcast in a
Yeah.
nutshell.
we need
Yeah.
like a thing that comes up like black hole.
Yeah, it's like a vacuum
I like
here.
it,
Unless you're like a cover band and playing, the same kind of tunes over and over again. And not there's anything wrong with that. It's just there's not much opportunity outside of that.
Well, a lot of it is this area because I noticed that there's a little bit of a scene down in South Jersey, and there's a good, heavier end of the music spectrum scene up in North Jersey.
Yeah.
But it's just like the whole center of the state's just like a void.
Yeah.
A void of nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
It didn't used to be that way, but it's definitely how it is these days.
Yeah, and it makes it hard to build a following, and all the stuff that you need to do now to, you need metrics on social media so that these venues from other states can be like, oh, she's got several thousand followers, she's worthy of being booked. But if you can't get out there locally and kind of draw that.
What's the
following,
number
so-
one metric that anybody uses these days, where it's like booking shows or even like record companies, Spotify monthly listeners? That's
Yeah.
like the be all end all, which
Yep.
I think is utter bullshit because Spotify is the fucking devil. But
Spotify is probably where I suffer the most. Because I have all kinds of different platforms too. With different, like TikTok is my largest following, but it's because I integrated my art with my music, and but a lot of people will go to Bandcamp or other platforms.
I firmly support
where
Bandcamp. If you're gonna get something from an artist, Bandcamp is the way to go.
it's the way to go. Yeah. In the past several years that I've been on Bandcamp, just watching my loyal followers and stuff, the way that they have just supported me financially through there has been amazing. I've been able to write new songs and record them because of them. So Spotify, you could never in a million years.
And you'll
you'd
never
lose
see Amazon Music or Apple Music or Spotify. You'll never see any of them do if you buy it on this day, we keep nothing.
money. Right.
Everything goes to the artist. That will
Right.
never happen on those other platforms.
Right.
That's why I love Bandcamp. Is
Yeah.
that they actually try to do good things for the artists.
One
I
day.
think weren't they?
For one day.
Yeah, no, but even on top of that, like even on a normal day, you get I think it's like at least 20% more than you would on the other
Oh, I'm
platforms.
sure.
Yeah.
But they also figure this, and I'm not saying this to anybody that's been on this thing. What's 20% of nothing?
It's true.
Nothing.
Spotify's giving you a whole 3/10 of a penny per spin.
Yeah.
Because what's 3/10 of a penny to nothing? Actually, I didn't wasn't there the one thing where it was like, if you didn't have, let's say, I think it was 1 million spins or something like that. Well, it's not, but you had 500,000 spins, but you didn't hit that million. Well, that 500,000, that money went to somebody
Yes,
that did
yeah.
get that. I was like, oh wow, that's ballsy. It's like,
You can't
wow.
on Spotify. You can't claim anything under 1,000 spins. You can get nothing. Like yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, it's brutal.
Yeah,
it's
awesome.
brutal.
We're doing a great job. Everybody, we're doing a great job. Don't worry, keep going.
But it saved the music industry apparently.
What did?
Spotify, according to some people.
What sucks for me is that Spotify is as a listener, it's my go-to. I've got so much that I've invested with playlists, and it's just my natural go-to. But it's also the thing that's killing me as an artist. It's like a double-edged sword.
I love you, but you're killing
Yes.
me.
Yeah.
But as much as I
There's a
hate
song.
Spotify, we do have a Spotify playlist for the
We do.
podcast, which you will be added to.
Oh, cool.
And you go to our Spotify playlist, and you can see every band that we've ever had on here is represented in at least one song.
Yeah.
That's
I mean, we'll grow that more as we go and
Yeah.
put more songs as new releases. But yeah, actually did something good.
We try to feed the machine sometimes, I guess.
It's like the good exposure of
Well, it's because
the radio.
I've noticed too that some people, like you said, some people are so loyal to Spotify that they won't even listen to it unless they can listen to it on Spotify.
Right.
It's just it is what it is.
You know, I'm starting to go to YouTube again. Or I'll look for albums or whatever on YouTube where I'm just
Yeah.
Black Crows, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm going to listen to that whole thing now. It's cool.
I
Because
like,
it's not
I like
Spotify.
YouTube for when you want to watch a live performance and you can like a whole set that's
Well, I mean, that's what YouTube's for, but to listen to a record on. I think it actually, I don't want to help you in your bash Spotify, but
do it.
it doesn't sound 100% there's bits missing. it's like it's crushed or it's overcompressed or it's you do that, you listen to that versus like Amazon Music and you go, holy shit, this is like crystal clear, you know, or YouTube.
Well, Spotify servers are completely overwhelmed too. So
good.
that's
Maybe
part
they'll
of the problem.
implode. You know, like, sorry, I don't mean to take away your life force. Let those fuckers implode. Like whatever. It's not. It's just the wheel. It's gonna go around again. Yes, I mean that's why. It's just.
I mean,
like,
if cassettes can come back, why not?
Did they?
Yeah, cassettes are back, man.
No.
Yeah, they're like merch now. Like you can
a lot of bands are putting out cassettes as like a collector's item now.
That's what it is.
I'm gonna start the trend. If we should go back to 8-tracks.
Oh God, no. It probably sounds better than MP3.
I mean, it's a lot easier to find a cassette player than an 8-track player these days. But
yeah, I was looking up for a CD player. It's like fucking $300.
oh yeah, that's the way of the dinosaur, man. Wow, the way of the dinosaur. Like you buy a brand new car. If you want a CD player, it's extra. It's not standard anymore.
That's all right. My car has a CD player, and it sounds like garbage. And it's from 2018.
Yeah.
Like, it sounds garbage.
Yeah.
Well, that goes back to what we've talked about before too. Is when you get into a studio and you're mixing, what do you try to mix it for? Because you can make it sound good in a car stereo, but if it sounds good in a car stereo, it's not going to sound good on a real stereo.
Yeah.
But then also, it's if you mix it for a car or mix it for a real stereo, it's not going to sound good digitally through a pair of headphones from your phone. So what do you actually try to mix it for?
That's what I just posed this question to my mastering engineer on the last song, and I was like, what is true north when it comes to like the most accurate representation of the audio? Because I play it on the car, it sounds completely different than when I play it in the living room versus what I hear on my AirPods. And he was like, go with the thing that you always listen to music on. And
I just told you all three of this.
right, I know. 'Cause I live with my AirPods in my head like 24/7. I'm surprised they're not on under these.
Oh, wow, jeez.
So like I'm so accustomed to the audio balance of that. But then I go to put a song on in the car and I'm like, this is so muddy. Or like, but it's also like a crummy sound system in the car.
Yeah,
so.
see, but I've read a lot too that a lot of engineers will mix to make it sound better in a car because that's where the majority of people are listening to music the most.
Right.
Is when you're driving in a car.
Now, and he's probably being nice to you. It literally, if you're gonna go get something mastered and something, it's usually all right. Well, it's gonna be X amount of dollars for wave, so CD quality, and then X amount of dollars to get the MP3 quality, and you get both. Which, hey, it's smart. Get that, like, but that's literally it. It's like, if you're going to stream it, like, you're going to put on the MP3 one.
Yeah.
Because that'll at least already be compressed that way and everything else.
Right, it has to be like 16-bit or something.
No, 352 something megabytes.
Yeah.
Something like that for the MP3. And then it's 16-bit 44.1 for CD. So...
You're supposed to know this stuff, man.
I do. I just told you.
You said something or other.
I don't look at the numbers. I don't give a shit
He's
about the
leaving room
numbers.
for error.
Yeah, some asshole's gonna call me out.
It'll be me.
I know. No, not you. But no, like yeah. It's a setting. It's literally a setting.
Yeah.
Drop the menu down that
it's
one.
It's just strange times that we're living in. That you just pointed out. You have to literally have to have different mixes of your songs.
Yeah.
To be able to accommodate whatever is going on or how they're going to listen to it.
Yeah.
Instead of just, here's our record.
I mean, wasn't it simpler to just be, here you go, here's my record?
It was. That's the plan. Why do we have to complicate things?
I don't know.
Like you only had to focus on either it's going to be a hard copy audio and then maybe radio.
But radio used to
ready.
take it and compress it down themselves. So
They
it was
still
in there.
do.
Yeah. Is there radio still?
Yeah.
Yeah, terrestrial radio is almost dead.
Yeah.
It's almost dead. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't have those answers.
Because even if you go like your morning drive shows, don't play music anymore.
It's
really.
all ads and they're screaming.
It's ads and
at
talking,
you.
and that's it.
It's like MTV.
Yeah. It's pretty much. Remember when they used to actually play music?
No. Yes, of course I did. I'm old enough. But like, you were what, like fucking 5 years old when MTV came out?
I'm 43. So.
Yeah, so you're like fucking, I was going to say you're like 19, but that's
yeah.
okay. I was trying to be nice.
19.
He was trying to compliment you.
I was
Just take
trying
it.
to be
Yes.
nice.
Just take it.
I'll take it.
See? why it works. All right, so we have some nice painted shells here. Why don't you show us those?
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about your art.
So this is a weird story. I don't know where to.
Give that to Matt.
That, you can show them up to that camera right there.
Okay. Just stand up. And
Sure.
All right.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
So this is what I do for a living, basically. And it was an accident. I did not expect this to be what my life is now, but again, it was part of that epilepsy thing. I've just been suddenly manifested this creative ability that I never had before. And I love the beach. It's I tell people I'm part mermaid. I know it's so cliche, like so basic white girl part
Salt
mermaid.
life.
But I was in the military. I was in the Coast Guard, so like the ocean is a very like sacred space for me. So I knew it was like a thing. Like have you ever heard of the kindness rocks, where people will paint like rocks and then hide them
For someone to find.
For someone to find, and then they hide it somewhere. So I was like, I should try that with shells. And that's what I did. I started just painting little simple things and then hiding them. And there's like a Facebook group that does that and stuff. And then as I started to tap into the creative thing, stuff like this was happening. And I was like, this is really cool. I'm going to share this on TikTok because I'm really excited. So I just shared a video holding one of my shells up, and I was like, look what I did. Before I knew it, it went viral. It exploded. And within like weeks, I had a business set up, an Etsy page, and people ordering like around the world for my shells and stuff. So I've just been doing this for 2 years now. I have a studio that I built in the garage to do this. So I literally sit. If I'm not hunting the beach for shells, which I have like 3,000 in the backyard now, all different sizes sorted by. So if I'm not hunting the beach for shells, I'm sitting at my studio painting them. So.
That's really cool.
Yeah, unexpected. And I can't, because of the epilepsy, I can't work a 9 to 5 because it's messed me up cognitively so badly with memory loss. And I just can't keep my stuff together. So to have this and be able to work from home at my own pace, it's like a dream come true. So totally an accident.
That's all. Hey, yeah. I mean, they look great.
Thanks.
I don't know if you guys saw
It's just crazy how something terrible like epilepsy has brought you so many different cool things to be able to have avenues to do things.
Yeah, it's insane. I would be really sad if suddenly I lost all of this, even if it meant the epilepsy is gone. If I had to lose this and the music and stuff, I would be absolutely crushed. So it's the price I'm willing to pay,
I guess
Plus,
so.
the seizures themselves are wild. Like what I sorry.
She get mad.
Yeah, I
Fuck
know.
this place.
All right,
What I experienced during the seizures itself has actually contributed a lot to my growth, like as a human, but also spiritually and the whole 9 yards. So it's all wrapped together into this package of this is my life now, and it's awesome that I get to do this. I get to paint seashells for a living, and
Yeah, that's crazy how it just exploded like
is,
that. Yeah.
And I grew a really strong following on TikTok with this, and now I've formed like a family, a community of the people who are just so supportive of the seashells and now my music as a byproduct of that. So it's literally community.
I'm
Pretty
glad
cool.
we could be a little part of your journey.
Yeah, I am too. I'm thrilled.
Gonna show people the seashells and stuff and be like, go buy these things.
Yeah.
Help a gal out.
Yeah.
Well, I started doing, I do these creative process videos where you can watch me paint, and I make content out of that. And some woman commented on one of them. She said, and a lot of what I do is this kind of abstract stuff, but this woman commented, and she said, I lost my son 2 years ago. He took his life, but he loved hunting and fishing. Is there anything you can do, like, on a shell for me? And I was like, what could I possibly do? So I brainstormed, and I came up with this shell design, and I made a video out of that. And I did like this beautiful sunset scene with a guy in a rowboat fishing, like a silhouette of him in the sunset. That went viral, so it launched a whole new like pursuit of. I started doing these grievance shells for people who had lost somebody that they loved, and I would kind of interview them and learn about the person that they were mourning, and try and just glean all the special details that I could, and then just channel something onto a shell, and make these honor shells for the people that they're grieving. So that became a whole nother venture.
That's fucking amazing.
It was.
I love
It's why it's been.
It's pretty crazy when you think about it.
It is. None of the. If you had told me 5 years ago this is what you're going to be doing, I would have been like, "What does that even mean?" Like, this is so bizarre and out there. You have to be on
The
drugs.
internet is a strange place, and it does weird things.
Yeah, like overnight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how long have you been doing all this? Or okay, let me rephrase that. When did the door open for you?
I think it was the end of 2022.
Okay.
So, but it was like 2023 where it really started to form into, the business, the momentum, my abilities. Like, if you look at the first shell I did, and I remember the very first one I went out to Minnesota, and that's very special. Like, the first order is a very special one to me. But I look at the art on it, and I'm like, it looks like a 6-year-old did that. So, like, I've spent the last 3 years really honing in my
You're more
creative
confident
ability.
now too.
Yeah.
I'm kind of defining who I am artistically and finding my signature, and it's been a really cool journey. Like,
That's crazy.
I get to do this. So.
Jeez, that's awesome.
Yeah.
It's funny how it's just like you stepped into this, to this, to this, to this, and it just keeps unlocking these doors where it's
Yes.
like, it's great. I mean, I heard your voice. You got a great voice.
Thanks.
Your painting is, that's really cool. I've
Thank
never
you.
seen anything like that before, so that's really cool.
Thank you very much.
I could draw stick figures.
Oh, I can't even do that.
There's a place for stick figures.
If you say so.
I promise.
They live at your house.
I can put it on the fridge.
Oh my God, that's great. So where can people find you? Let's go through like music and then your art and stuff. I know they coincide, but like you say TikTok. TikTok.
TikTok.
Get with it, Jeff.
TikTok. So let's start with there. So
Sure.
like where you can
TikTok
find.
is my most active platform. That's where my community is, where I'm constantly sharing creative stuff, whether it's the music and the shells. I integrate them both into my TikTok page because that's who I am. And a lot of people are like, no, pick one or the other. And I'm like, no, you're going to get both. So I'm on TikTok as Sandi Joy Music, but it's Sandi.
Okay.
Sandi Joy Music with an I. And yeah, I'm very active over there. So
I misspelled that on the folder, so thanks for correcting me.
it's
I didn't even
common.
see you do it.
So okay, all right. So that is both TikTok has the shells and that. So how would
Yes.
somebody get a hold of you to get a shell or buy a shell?
Well,
or,
I am on Etsy. The store name is La Vie Bohème, but it's very hard to find me on there. But if you go to my TikTok, I have a link tree
Okay.
there, which you can click right on my Etsy shop from there. Even my Instagram has the link tree too. So
And if my dumbass remembers, I will put the link tree in the description of this video.
You'll do it. I
I'm,
have
Yeah,
saying,
the
faith in
link
you.
I'm
tree
saying it
is-
right now to remind myself when I edit this.
yeah, the link tree has all things me. So
Okay.
that sounds so selfish.
That's the
but
best way to do it, though. You
Yes.
click one thing and it just boom, everything's right there
Yeah,
for you.
yeah. Especially when I have so many things happening, they can pick. I'm here for the shells, so they can ignore all the other stuff. Just click the shells, and not have to get muddied by.
Well, what you do when they order the shell or look through it, you should have your music playing in the background, like elevator music, and be like, "So you get both."
Yes, I should. I should.
So you have a good idea
Print
every
it.
once in a while. Look at you go, Jeff. I'm so proud of you.
All right, this is a little different.
See, now you say TikTok's your main platform, but like I just don't get TikTok. Like we'll have one video that does really well, and then our next 5 just tank. Like there's no rhyme or reason.
There's
to
no
it.
rhyme or the algorithm doesn't care about anything. It's like one day it's fussy, and then the next day it's like, here's this stupid thing. I just posted a video of myself holding up a chicken wing that I found in the laundry.
Hold on. Back up here.
Hold on, we just hit another layer.
How was there a chicken wing in the laundry?
It was the other day, and I went to pull the laundry out of the dryer. I'm like pulling the stuff and putting it in the fresh hamper, and there's a thing sitting in the bottom of the tub, and I thought it was a dead rodent of some sort. And I'm like, what is that? So I reached in, and it was a chicken wing from the Super Bowl.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
That's something you don't see every day.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess you're right.
So I just made a silly 14-second video of this just happened. I have to share it because why would I not? This is just ridiculous. And it's up to 500,000 views, or 500,000 views now. But then I'll pour my heart out into some sort of creative process video. It's 600.
Nah, we don't want to hear
That's what I said.
that.
I'll notice the videos that I'll try to meticulously craft and edit and make them look really good.
Mm-hmm.
They'll get 100 views.
Yeah.
And then I'll just throw some dog shit out there, and
Yep.
it's just 1,000 views, 2,000 views. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah, we're a slave to the algorithm too.
Yeah, say our
Especially
AI overlords do not like us.
yeah.
We talk too much shit on everything.
Yeah. They've got Big Brother is watching. But yeah, it's especially as musicians, it's not very favorable to artists because they want you to pay to promote your songs and stuff.
Do
So
ads and stuff like that.
yeah, so I even have gotten down to the point where if I share a video of me singing, I don't hashtag anything music related, or I use code words to say you can find this wherever you find songs to listen to. I try and go around the keywords that will trigger
that
the
work?
algorithm. No.
Oh, okay. I was like, oh wow, she found another
'Cause
lure.
we've had a couple bands in here recently that have even told us that they've done Instagram ad campaigns and it got them absolutely nowhere.
Nothing.
Nowhere.
Yeah, and then you can't really. It's am I supposed to blame an algorithm for? How do you even pursue? You just spent $500 on ad space and you didn't get much in return. How do you prove that this algorithm didn't hold up its bargain?
It's the greatest scam. I mean,
Yeah,
it's been on
all
forever.
they have to do is tell you had 10,000 views on this, but
Yeah.
that's really, did we, or
No.
are they just giving
Well,
us
it's
a
we
number
have
to
one
make
reel
us-
on Instagram. It's at 16,000 views, but there's 32 likes.
Yeah, the ratio just.
I do that though. I'll scan through shit. I'll be like, oh, that's cool. Oh, I forgot to hit the like button.
Yeah.
Oh well,
Yeah.
maybe I'll go back and get. Nope, never do.
You can't find your way back
Yeah.
too.
And we try to grow our podcast because we don't make money on this. We do everything for the artists. We try not to. We don't charge anybody anything, and we just try to collaborate with people on different social media platforms and just grow organically through the people we have on. Because I feel like the more we can grow, the more we can bring to everybody that we've
Sure.
ever had on here.
Yeah, I
Because
love
at
that.
this point, I think this will be episode 68. So we've had 68 bands on here, or 68 musicians.
I thought it was
You can
67.
go fuck yourself. Right? 67 was last week, pal. Get with the program.
No, last week was 66.
No, because the one that came out today was 66. You're just wrong.
We did one that was 67.
Yeah, last week, guy. Comes after 66.
Yeah,
before
thanks. I get the
68.
fucking numerical order. I'm trying to remember who that was last week. That's all.
All right, well, we'll start to wrap this up. I'll ask you the same question I ask everybody that's on here. I mean, you don't really play out live too much anymore, but you could still get it. If there's one thing you could change about the local music scene, what would it be and why?
I would love to see more listening room type situations that are open for singer-songwriters to perform, but also appealing to, just the regular Joe Schmo that wants to come see, an intimate kind of show. I love the house concert concept too. Any time where it's intimate and you can actually connect with your audience and it's you're hanging out in a living room, you can share stories, you can interact. I feel like that's what I was made for. I'd love to do large stuff too. I did a Christmas show right before COVID hit and sold out a pretty large venue, and that was a thrill and a half. But I think my heart is really in, the small acoustic kind of venues, not just your typical coffee house kind of thing, but something that's actually designed for this. I know it's kind of a shot in the dark because it's New Jersey and it has its own basic kind of scene that people are used to and stuff, but we definitely need more. We need more arts.
Oh, yeah.
Just more,
especially in this area, because that's so we try to do shows down at Manafurkin Brewery, and we try to do always a hodgepodge mix and match of bands. Not we don't do all one type of genre. We try to have a very wide array of music at our shows, And it's hard around here.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
We do our little part, but we can only do so much. But you should definitely look into the Lizzie Rose Music Room down in Tuckerton.
I've heard about Lizzie Rose. I would love to do that.
And maybe go talk to our buddy Chris Fritz. He always does like little singer-songwriter. They do like round robin kind of sets where they have like 5 people up on stage, and then you just go down the line and each one plays a song, and then it's like a whole hour set of just these people going, back and forth. And sometimes the other guys will jump in and jam with you.
Oh, that's so cool. I love that. Yeah, that's the kind of stuff I crave. Just
select pockets for it though.
Yeah.
It's not widely accepted.
Yeah, because people around here aren't thinking like it's not like Asbury where there is a music scene and they know where. Yeah.
I was trying to be nice.
I just coughed. I cleared my throat.
But you don't come to this area with the intent of finding some sort of artistic culture.
But Lizzie Rose is perfect for you because it's what you're saying. It's a little bit bigger than like a coffee house type feel, but it's still very small and intimate.
Is that the one? The stage kind of has like there's almost like stained glass. Like it's a tall. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I have seen.
They do it, but they've been doing a bunch of music down there.
Yeah.
What's her name? Amy from Tuckerton Porch Fest. She does a bunch of stuff down there too. You should hook up with her. She does all sorts of shows down in like the Little Egg, Tuckerton area that's based around like women in the arts.
Oh,
so you would be perfect for it.
Yeah.
I'll have to send her your info and tell her to get in touch with you.
I love that. Yeah, that sounds great.
So yeah, making connections, Jeff.
Mm-hmm.
Good job.
Thanks, pal. Well, we want to thank our sponsors, Metaphorica Brewing Company in Stafford Township, New Jersey. Swing Graphics out on LBI. My guy Pete. Hopefully he's going to be making us some shirts.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah. So we can look forward to that. We're going to have some shirts for sale. Try to raise some money to do some more shows and do some more cool things for the bands. And
for us.
No, not for us. I mean, for us because I enjoy doing it. I enjoy hanging out.
It's a labor
doing
of love.
shows and being around the bands, and I don't like hauling gear. That's the only thing I don't like.
Yeah, I don't like that.
They could do that.
Yeah.
Fuck that shit.
That's why we get people to do fucking sound now.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, I'm trying to get him to come on the podcast soon.
What, Billy?
Yeah.
I'll see him on Wednesday.
Go do a remote podcast at the Black Box.
Why remote? Don't look, I'm here.
No, go show off his facilities and try to promote him.
Okay.
Yeah, you're such a jerk.
No, I'm not.
He's your friend.
He is.
He is. All right. Well, thank you for coming.
Yes,
Thank you for having me. I appreciate what you guys do for us.
Be sure to check her out on all the socials, support her, download her music.
Descriptions will be in, or no, links will be in the descriptions.
Jeff will learn English eventually. I will put all the links in the descriptions. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you, guys.
Jeff,
Yes.
I love you.
I love you too.
All right. And we're out. Bye.